Alright, if this works, then we should be live. Hi on high. I'm Christian with Cryptic Hybrid. Welcome to this another super special, super live stream where we are going to talk about a game that I've recently discovered, but to my shame, it's been a long time in the making, but I didn't hear about it until very recently. It's called Of Pawns and Kings, and here to talk about it is Ingo, the main person behind it. But he's gonna talk about who else is helping him along, because it's a 25-year journey. It's like you're gonna pick up some people along the way in that journey. Hi Ingo, thanks so much for coming on.
Hi Christian, thanks so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Okay, let's go right in. Tell us a little bit about. Give us an elevator pitch of the game of Pawns and Kings. If I was Elon Musk, let's assume that I was Elon Musk.
Okay.
We were both,
I imagine. Yes.
I'm going in Germany because I'm going to the battery factory or something, and we meet each other in an elevator. Tell me what the game is about and why I should invest in your game.
Let's first talk about David Bowie and no. Okay, if you're Elon Musk, Of Pawns and Kings is a very classical point-and-click adventure in the spirit of all the genre classics from LucasArts and Sierra and future games like Monkey Island, but there are also really deep influences of Riven and Labyrinth, the movie from Jim Henson but it's a point-and-click adventure game, gently modernized to standards. You can use an auto map, you can travel fast from one place to another. But except this, it's really, really very classical. But it was... Oh, now I hear myself speaking.
Because you have the live stream on somewhere? Just mute the live stream, it's fine. Just mute it. Mute the live stream. You have it somewhere playing.
So I just stopped YouTube for me, so
you could just mute it. It's fine. You don't have to stop or anything like that. It's fine. It happens. It's fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's a game with the main character is a boy. He's 17 years old. It's called Nicholas, and he's living a very protected life with his grandfather and you see in the background maybe this tropic environment. That's where the game starts. Nick has a very free way of living till now, and then something very, very strange happens. A stranger gets into the scene and talks to his grandpa, and they are getting in a heated discussion. Nick can listen to it, but he won't see the ones talking, but he knows it's his grandpa, and it's a stranger he doesn't know. And he hears that it's I don't know to talk in English. It's about him.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is about him, and the discussion is getting more and more heated, and finally Nick sees the stranger falling from the ship they're living in. He sees somebody, and the bullseye, I don't know if it's called bullseye, it's Bullauge in German. It's this,
window, just like
the window of the ship, so the round circular ship.
Yeah.
You can see a body falling down, and he's wow, what's that? It's my grandpa. It's the friendliest man I know. And so he just wants to get out of his room and wants to talk to his grandpa, but he can't. The door is locked. And even if he's going to free himself after a few hours, and he's going to solve puzzles for that, like point-and-click usually it is. And if he manages to get out of his room, the grandfather and the stranger are gone. Mm-hmm. Nick is there and left totally alone and doesn't know what to do. But the stranger returns, and for Nick, it seems it's not a very nice person, and so he has to flee. And on his journey that starts here, he's fleeing from his life to now. He would travel to very, very many scenarios. Maybe there are different worlds either, but he has to find out what it's all about. And there's a very big secret his family is having, and Nick is only 17 years old. If he has been 18, he would be introduced to this family secret. But now he knows nothing about it. And he will meet some friends, even a very, very crazy toucan that will be his sidekick. He can talk too, but it's only making bad jokes and making him up. But he can help either. But he will travel to very, very different scenarios. And on this journey, he will learn about the past and about the family history and what he himself can do in this history to save the person that's missing now. But it's a long way to this point. And at the start, he's just knowing nothing about nothing. So it's a very, very, how can I say?
Enigmatic?
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Discovery.
At the beginning, it's a mystery. Right. And that's enough for the start, I think.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So let's like grab one thing and
sure.
go with that, because you mentioned that's a classical point-and-click adventure game.
Yes.
And what you describe in terms of the the beginning scene, to me it sounds quite reminiscent of the Broken Sword series, how they begin. It's like you are put in a situation where you don't know what's going on, and it's very tense. If in your case someone falls through the window, like from a house, I guess, from somewhere high up. So that's dramatic. Why did that happen? You don't know why. You can't get out. You have to get out. That's so. Was that maybe one of your go-to games for inspiration, the Broken Sword series? Maybe not for the whole game, but for that specific intro, when you're trapped, you have to get out, and you were put in a situation that's tense right from the beginning.
That's a very good question. I never thought about it this way, but I played all the first 3 Broken Sword, and I really loved them. I hated some riddles.
Which one did you like the most out of all the first 3?
I guess the second one.
Yeah, me too. That's my favorite one of the 3.
I hated some of the riddles in the first time, but I really hated the what is the third one with the 3D character and the puzzles moving Sokoban style?
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, it's basically Sokoban. Yeah.
I never understood why it has to be Sokoban in Broken Sword, but the first 2, the 2D point and clicks, are really one of my favorites. But I never thought it would influence me that much. But maybe it has. It wasn't clear to me right till now. I mainly think it's Monkey Island and Indiana Jones and Riven Mist. That's the things that influence me the most. But maybe the starting of the story, something I borrowed from Broken Sword, but I didn't know it till now.
Right, I was just thinking that it's to me it expresses kind of a similar scenario where you're trapped into a room, like in Broken Sword. At the beginning you're both trapped, and you're always trapped in one room, and you have to get out, with the room on fire or something like that. I think it was in the first one.
Now that you mention this, there's a parallel.
But obviously it doesn't have to be. I'm not saying you copied or anything like that. But it's to me it seemed like maybe there was a connection there, some sort of inspiration. It doesn't have to be a direct connection. You were thinking specifically about that, but it does put a certain mood to the game, I think, and I like it because you're put in a situation right from the beginning where it's some sort of panic. And that panic is put on top of your discovery. So when you start the game, Nick doesn't know anything about his family history, and at the same time, the player doesn't know anything, right? So was that something that you were thinking about when creating Nick, one of the main characters? Is that you wanted him to be kind of like the avatar of the player discovery, so him and the player discover the same things at the same time? There's nothing like major that Nick knows but the player doesn't.
Yeah, it's something to get the player into the story. I guess it's just like you say, it's the player and the character, they don't know what's the story of this, what happened. And I think it's a very strong way to connect to the person you play.
Yeah, I really like that, because sometimes you have characters that are part of the world. You play them, like you control them, but they know a lot more about the world. Well, whereas you're not privy to that information. So there's a disconnect between your character and yourself. When in this case, it's like, yeah, Nick doesn't know, you don't know. You're gonna find out together, and that's sort of discovery, that mirrors both of you. It's I like that in an adventure game.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so tell me, how did it start? Let's go back to the year was.
Oh, it's more than 25 years. It all started as a very small child. We got a Commodore C64. And this was my first computer, and I really loved it and played several games on it. And then there was a Seed 128, the successor of the Commodore, and then was the Amiga, and that's where my whole story began. I played Monkey Island at this 11 discs of changing from one scene to another, and I really loved it. I loved the graphics, I loved the story, the humor, and it was so much fun to try to get to the next screen, see how lovely it has been made, and advance in the story. And from this day on, I knew I just, that's something I would like to make on my own. And I played all the point-and-click adventures that were on the market, from all the Sierra ones or the LucasArts. I like LucasArts a little bit more than Sierra, but Sierra has some very cool stuff too. Future games, Broken Sword series, and what I also liked, Riven. I didn't like Myst very much. It was too the graphics
technical.
Yes,
like it was more about the puzzle. It wasn't so much about the story, but the puzzles. It's like,
yes,
we're just gonna make some mechanical stuff to make your brain think. It's like it's more like brain puzzles than story. Story with challenges that you have to overcome. It's like, go this puzzle and this puzzle and this puzzle, and it's like, I got the same thing with Myst too.
Yeah, but Riven was graphically so amazing. It really got me, and I never was able to solve the puzzles myself, or some I did, but the complicated ones were far beyond my scope at this age. But I really was into the graphics, and all games after Riven, Mystery, and the atmosphere, and that was something I wanted to catch with my own game. So I think it's, maybe you see it in the trailers or in the screenshots. There is I think it's a mixture of the LucasArts and Cyan people and the Labyrinth movie from Jim Henson, Dark Crystal, the Labyrinth, and both puppet movies Jim Henson made. And my all-time favorites. I'm now watching them with my kids on a regular basis, and they like them too, but not as much as I do. But they will look at them with me.
And for you, it's also nostalgia, right? Because you enjoyed it at a time where it had a big impression on you. And it's a different influence, but yeah, it's great that you could watch them with them.
And that's the atmosphere I wanted to create with my game. So if you see the scenes, I think there's shining through the movie Labyrinth, Myst, Riven, Exile, but maybe Monkey Island 1, 2. I think you can see it. I hope you can see it.
Of Pawns and Kings, what would you say are what components would be placed in, like, towards which game in terms of inspiration? Like, visually, anyone who checks out of Pawns and Kings, by the way, there's links in the description for the website, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so you can check out everything there. The game looks amazing. It's like, it's not even it's an understatement. It's probably going to be the best looking adventure game bar none when it comes out.
Thank you very much.
It's so striking, but I'm thinking, okay, visually, it's going to attract a lot of people. So is this something that was taken from maybe your experience with Riven, where the visuals are so compelling, whereas maybe the story and the puzzles are, some things that you've taken in terms of inspiration from, the Monkey Island series? Is it going to be comical? Is it going to be very serious? What are the components of Pawns and Kings? The visuals, great. So that's compelling. What about the humor? What about the story?
There will be humor in the game. But it's mostly about his sidekick, the crazy toucan, who will have the moments of humor. The story itself is a more dark one. Not really dark, but it's I don't know how to describe it in English. No,
dramatic.
Not dramatic, but it's
tragic. Tragic, maybe.
Yes, a little bit of tragic. But it's serious. It's a serious story. It's not
mature,
so much.
Maybe mature. Maybe
a little bit mature, but not too much.
It doesn't mean that it's sexual or anything like that. It's just it's for an older audience in terms of their understanding.
Yeah, I would say it's a serious story. There are risks in it, and there's something to win, to lose, and you will have to make some decisions. Decisions. It's a word I cannot speak very good. And there's a big struggle in the background of the game. It's like a chess game. There are two sides playing against each other, and Nick is caught in between. You will meet a person from the other side, and there will be maybe a romance, maybe a fight. You have to find out. And it's a girl from the dark side. Nick is one of the white side, but it's not in terms of good or evil. It's just two sides, like in chess. You play chess, and there are two sides. None of them is better than the other, but they do have this battle for centuries going on, and they're not battling in a war. They're playing a chess game against each other, and every piece on the chess set is a different world. And every player on this game has control of the world he's just standing on. And Nick's family is just a white pawn, very, very on the low end of the hierarchy and the players. But Nick doesn't know that to at the end of the game. He has to find out. At the start of the game, he has to find out. And so we will find out why the grandfather is not there anymore. And but you have Fitzgeraldo, the toucan, and Fitzgeraldo is a very crazy one, and he always tends to help, but
he brings the humor in. Like he
brings the humor in, yes. And the visuals clearly the sciencing, more like Mist-Riven and the successors. But it's the mechanic, the LucasArts mechanic of point and click I wanted to achieve. It's the way of storytelling, of interacting with other people, with other characters, solving riddles, but not so hard as in Myst and Riven. I didn't manage to get them on my own. So they will be logical. There will be no dead ends in the game. I hated dead ends in this kind of games. But the mechanic, the way of playing the game and seeing the story evolve, that's something I think it's from LucasArts. The graphics is more cyan, and sorry, the atmosphere is Labyrinth. If you ever have seen the film Labyrinth, it's made me mad at the time I first saw it.
Well, it's a pretty mad movie if you think about it. It's like it's out. It's definitely out there. Like even now, it's it's pretty insane type of world and everything. But in terms of because you mentioned gameplay, in terms of the gameplay, is it going to be like a classic? You have an inventory. You're going to pick stuff up. You're going to combine them. So all of that is in there. And will that be available for both playable characters? Will you be able to like change between, exchange items between them? Are they gonna interact with each other, or how is that gonna be? Are they gonna be in different worlds, like in like in Day of the Tentacle, like in different time zones or different areas of the world, or will they
Yes,
interact
there
with
will
each
be
other?
mostly there will be in different words when you play Nick or you play. The name is not just. I wanted to call the female character Lisa after my oldest daughter, but she doesn't want it anymore. So I have to rethink about the name. It was maybe it is Lily, but maybe it's Frida because my second daughter is called Frida, and she would love to be in the game.
And she's more. Why would she want to be in the game? Okay, that's I don't know. That's
Oh yeah, it's the age. It's she's 12 now. It's I don't know. In German we call it Pubertät.
yeah, puberty. Yeah.
Puberty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hard time. It's just like you'd think a child. I mean, a teenager. She's a teenager.
Yes,
at,
yes,
at 12. I mean, at that age, you would want something like, yeah. My dad's making a video game, and he named a character after me. Like that should be a pretty cool thing, even if you're not necessarily a fan of the genre or of the game. It's like, that's status right there. It's like someone creating an art, like an art piece after you, like, painting is like, oh, they painted me. Like, that's pretty cool, but who knows? Maybe she wants, I don't know, maybe she wants, a different type of game or something. Maybe she wants to be a character in Fortnite or in Among Us. Maybe that's the thing, because it's the genre.
It's just she's just playing Planet Zoo is the one thing she's playing right now.
Oh, okay. So if so if you could talk to the people who are making that game and you're gonna have a character with her name in there, she'd probably like, yeah, Dad, do that. But no, it's
I guess
point and click. No.
No, I don't think it's a genre. It's being in public.
Okay.
It's just the age. She wants to have the place of her own, and she wants to control everything where she is and where she's not. And this is getting out of the scope is too big, and she doesn't want it anymore. So I have to respect it. And
right.
If you watch the Kickstarter trailer, you can see the two smaller ones. They are very active in the campaign video. And the oldest one is just she's making the movie. She's behind the screen.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe she'll grow up to be, I don't know, some sort of director or some I don't know, like a game producer. She's gonna be the person behind the scenes that controls everyone, that kind of puts everyone. That's
that's more her thing.
Yeah, that's creative people need people who are methodical and can place the right pieces. And so yeah, maybe she wants to be behind the scenes. She's like, maybe she likes, I don't know, Wizard of Oz. She wants to be the wizard. Like she's the person behind the veil.
She wants to be in control of it. That's the thing. I think. But what do I know?
Well, obviously, you're her father, so you don't know anything. Like, if she's a teenager, you don't know anything. It's kind of this, what can you do? When they're teenagers, like you can't do anything right. As a parent, basically, whatever you do is stupid. Is you don't know anything. You're old. All that stuff. It's like it's nothing new. It's the funny thing is this is the same thing with every single generation. And I mean we've been like that, and you don't understand that it's been the same thing until you're a lot older. It's like, well, I was so crappy when I was a teenager, and I can't believe I said that to my mom or to my father. When I was a teenager, it's like, But you understand, when you're older, you understand, and you give leeway to kids in general. You understand them, that they have to go through this phase in order to reach maturity. But yeah,
I do understand my own parents much better right now.
Right? Yeah. So this second character,
yes.
So I don't know, because to be fair, there's very little that's actually mentioned in terms of the details on the website and everything. You're very mysterious in terms of what the game has. Is this a fantasy world? Do your characters have any sort of powers? Is there any metaphysical element to all this, or are they humans with capabilities like regular humans, and they just have to work with tools, and they obviously have to communicate and work together in order to solve all sorts of challenges?
They don't have powers. They don't have powers. That's just normal people like you and me. The world could be a world of our world with slightly changes. There are ways of traveling from one world to another, through portals you have to open and close and have the right settings for them. And but the world itself, it's very logical, it's very normal, with maybe some slight changes. There are creatures living here that wouldn't be able to live here. But all the things we have to do is just combine things, talk to people, and find out. And there's nothing magic about it. There's nothing. Not something you have to do spells or you have to do crazy stuff that nobody else can do. No.
But because you said it's there are portals and multiple worlds. Is this? It's not mystical. It's technology that they're using to move around. Like, is that the setting?
It's technology that has always been there. It's part of this world. It's not only the players can.
It's not like modern technology, like computers or something like that. It's something that's ancient.
No. Yeah, it's ancient. Yes.
Oh, interesting. That's pretty mystical. That's interesting. Like, where did that come from? What, like, did you want an element like that? Is it something that's intrinsic to the world and is related to this chess game that is played? Is that like the people who've made this game also constructed these portals?
Yes.
Okay.
It's another way of waging war against each other without killing people. For centuries, the two sides have waged war against each other, and there were many dead, and so they decided to make it a more civilized way. So they intended this chess game, this game. So you have to have a more intellectual battle. But this game is going on for centuries right now, and it always has been, I don't know, in Germany you say, nobody wins. Chess can end and nobody has won. And so the game has to be started again and again and again.
Perpetual,
they're doing this for centuries now. And so nobody knows who's the winner right now. There is no winner. The white side hates the black side hates the white side. And in the game you will meet people from the other side, and you will have to
interesting. Yeah. Is that something that the player is gonna be faced with in a hard way? The behavior of people from the other side towards him. So he's on the white side, right? Yes. He's on one side of this conflict.
Yes.
Will people from the other side be like right away hostile towards him? Will he be able to get some sort of positive relations with those people, or is it only going to be a conflict between the members of those factions?
You will have to see in the game. There are many prejudices against each other's sides, but you will meet one person that you really like, and she's just from the other side, and maybe she likes you too a little bit, maybe not. You have to find out in the game, and you have to break free from the old things. Nick doesn't even know about all these things right now. He's 17 years. He would be drawn into it with his 18th birthday, so he doesn't know about the battle in the back. He just had a very, very free life till now, and all what will come in the game is very new to him. So he has to relate to it and find his own way of coming along with the situation, where he will meet the other side and see that they don't like him and that they maybe want to do him harm, and this all leads to a final that may change the view of the whole game. It's a very, very interesting. I hope it's a very interesting end of the game, but I don't want to.
No spoilers, yeah, of course.
No spoilers yet. But not too much.
This is very because, and this is not something that, don't take it as a criticism, because it's not. What I'm thinking is that if these are warring factions, right? So they know they have an enemy. It's not about like fighting like normal battles, but it's still a conflict.
Yes.
Why do they keep people on either side let's say outside of this loop? Why is Nicholas, why does he have to become 18 in order to be introduced to this world? If you would, because work with me here, wouldn't it be more efficient to create a good soldier, let's say, if you would have these prejudices put into a person from the beginning since they were really young? Why is that? Why do they have to live without any worry, any problem until 18, and then they're introducing this huge conflict? Why do they have that period? Is it to protect them as children, to give them at least some let's say sense of normalcy before they go into this insane asylum that is the chess war?
Yeah, it's not that insane as it was years ago, centuries ago, when they really did battle. Now it's just an intellectual battle, but it's both sides want to win, and that's for sure. There's always one active player in the family. Many years ago, the grandfather that raised Nick was the active player for the white pawn family. Now it's his father, and Nick doesn't know his father really well because he's absent most of the year. He's only there for 3-4 days in the year, and then the other time he is with his king and planning the moves and discussing with the other players what to do next. And so Nick doesn't know his father very well. His mother is not there; she died with the birth of Nick, and Nick was raised by his grandfather. I think it's because of the story of the family. They want to take him out of it, and they want him to not be living with prejudices like yes, till now. And I don't know how to explain it better, but
I really like this because you're so mysterious in terms of how you present the game that this could be an advantage as a disadvantage. But to me right now, it's like I'm more interested in Nick right now, because if someone is so outside of this conflict as him, so he's outside, he doesn't have all the crap that everyone else has in terms of the mindset. That's what I mean. If he comes into this game unwillingly, without any conflict or intention towards others, like he doesn't want to hurt other people, maybe he doesn't want to play the game, maybe he wants to befriend people on the other side, right? Maybe he thinks this whole conflict is stupid. He would be the perfect character to change this whole game forever, because he doesn't have a dog in the fight. I really like that. I mean, he does have a dog in the fight because his family's in there.
Yes.
But he's not invested in the game. Like his father is a pawn. He's invested. Like if he can't just, like, if you invested in something for a long period of time, even if it's something that's destroying you, as a person, it's more likely that you wouldn't leave because you've invested so much. It's harder to let something go that you've invested in. So, but with Nick,
for sure.
I like that Nick he's an outsider, and the game may not like that he's an outsider because of that. Because outsiders tend to ruffle things up a little bit. I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you're nuts. Yeah, that's
okay. So,
I don't say anymore about it.
At the end of Pawns and Kings, you're gonna destroy the game forever. You're gonna bring world peace, maybe? No. Okay, not a world peace, but you're gonna try.
But maybe you can make a move that no one else expected you to do.
Right. Yeah. But is the game gonna have just one possible ending, or there'll be multiple options depending on how you play the game?
No, it's just one possible ending, and the ending will make definitely sense if you come to the ending. It will change the way you looked on the game, and it's I like it. I like ends with a twist. So
Okay. Oh, so
there will be a twist at the end of the game.
okay, but if you're gonna put a twist at the end, I hope you're not gonna wait another 25 years to make Of Pawns and Kings 2, because that's, you know,
No.
people lifespan is like, you're gonna have to work a little bit faster on that.
I will do my very best now.
Okay, but sorry, go ahead. Tell me. What do you want to say? Oops, sorry, my phone. Sorry, tell me.
No, it's just I wanted to talk about it. But the end will. There's only one end. You have to see this end. I really think it's a good end. But many people thought of things with a good end, and other are telling them, "Oh, how could you do this?" But I don't think that's for Pawns and Kings.
I mean, it's your story.
Yeah.
I mean, who else could decide if it's a good ending or not? Because it's your story. I mean, sure, you could say that you would write it maybe differently, but it's still your story. So I want you to tell your story, not someone else's. You know, like, oh, I think the ending should be like this. Yeah.
I really love the end. I really love the end, and all that have written the story right now, they're saying the end is very good.
So why did it take so long? Tell me what has happened since you started working on the game up until now. What type of different iterations the game went through, and what were the challenges that have made it so it's not out yet?
Yes, okay. So first I studied architecture in Germany, and I became an architect. And I was working with I started my own business of architectural visualization. That's where my studies brought me to. So I always had the possibilities to make very shiny graphics and very realistic graphics. And I always wanted to make a point-and-click adventure game, but I have no programming experience. And then 25 years ago, I stumbled over Wintermute engine. It's an engine for PC that was made for 2D point-and-click adventures. And with this engine, I started to learn coding in it. And there was an own script language with it, and I made some first scenes in it and learned all the things necessary for it. And I knew, that was a very good tool. And so the story was there from the beginning. I wrote the story in my studies. I'm driving by train from my hometown to the town I was jobbing in. I was earning my money for my study. And this time I did the first sketches and the first story drafts of the game. And after my studies with my firm, I invested time as I found the Wintermute engine in bringing things together. Learning to make scenarios and learning to make the characters and all the things. And 2007, I had a prototype in the Wintermute engine. To that time, it was expanded to be a 2.5D engine. So you have 2D backgrounds, but you could import 3D characters, very low poly characters, and you can make them cast shadows on the scene. With a very low poly model of the scene, you can have really shadows on the object. It was very nice. For the time, it was very, very, very modern, very crazy. And I did 3 chapters with a prototype for the Gamescom 2007 in Leipzig. And I presented the game to all the publishers that wanted to see me, but at that time all said, yes, you can come and present the game. I did this, and at the end of the Gamescom, I had 2 contracts I could have signed to produce Of Pawns.
Really? So you got offers to get funding to make the game at that point in 2007?
2007, yes.
Wow,
it was a 2.5D game, and it was called Schachwelten, chess worlds at this time. But let's have to say, you don't have to know anything about chess to play the game. You don't have to know the rules. You don't have to make any moves. So after that, everybody told me I cannot name it Chess Worlds because everybody will think, yeah, you nerd, you crazy. Only chess people will ever buy it. But the conditions of the contracts offered to me were pretty much not good.
Right.
The money I could. Yeah, back then you
Yeah.
have to have a publisher. They take 60% of all just for publishing the game, and then they offer timelines you have to follow. And if you don't, if you're not able to keep the deadlines, you will lose the money, part of the money, and if you can always lose the rights to the game.
The IP.
So I really wanted to do the game back in this time, but I couldn't take the risk. I had my own business. It was working very good, and we wanted to raise our own family at this point. And so I decided against the game and for the family. And did
you invested in other creation, let's say.
Yeah, it's just,
yeah,
no,
that's
I
fair.
have
Yeah.
3 lovely kids, and my business of visualization is there. And then after my third son was born, I was thinking about what could I do with this game now? It's so many years later, graphics have changed, 2.5D. It's not looking as a game you could sell right now. But with my visualization company, I always was working with Unreal Engine. I was trying to see what it can do, and the next iteration and the next iteration, it was always getting better and better and better. And so I learned Unreal Engine for the business. And then there was this crazy day when Epic decided to make the Unreal Engine free for everyone. You don't have to pay $1 million to make a game in the Unreal Engine anymore. You can just do it for free.
Right. Yeah.
And at that point, I know for sure that's my chance. Now I can do it all again. I can restart and take all the scenes I've just developed for the 2D game and bring it into real-time 3D and pimp them up and make them bigger. And Unreal Engine is so crazy. You can do so crazy things with it. The graphics capabilities are mind-blowing. Yeah, it's insane. And from this day on, I'm constantly working again on this game, and I've learned programming. I've learned the Unreal Engine, and now it's at the stage where many scenes are playable, are there, and that's the point to change my business model. I always wanted to do the game genre, and now that's the point to see if the Kickstarter campaign can bring me the money to do this all my life. That's what I ever wanted.
That's interesting. What I mean, to me, it suggests that you've done a very good job in 2007. Because in 2007, even if it wasn't a contract that you were satisfied with, which that's fine, back then there were other, like the publishers had different types of, powers, right? Right now,
Yes.
not so much. But it means that you've had a very compelling product even back then for a genre that wasn't exactly the most popular, let's say. It's never been the biggest thing, but it's, it's not like a AAA title, or it's not like a genre that's, it's going to be, we're going to easily sell, a first-person shooter. Or whatever it is, genres that, or an RPG, for example. I'm guessing it's going to be easier to sell an RPG to a publisher than a point-and-click adventure game back then. But so now that you have, you're making more stuff, you're making it again, let's say, in a different engine. Why not search for a publisher again, and why go for crowdfunding? What would be? Do you think it's going to give you more power as to what you can do with the project? Do you want the input of players? Is that one of the motivations?
It's not the biggest motivation. It would be interesting to see other ones joining on the ride and telling me what they think of it. Yes, sure. But it's given me freedom. It's given me complete freedom over the game and what to develop with this. And point and click, it's a niche kind of game. I'm not even sure if there would be any publisher interested in publishing of Pawns and Kings. It's nothing you sell to millions of people. It's a genre quite popular in Germany for people.
if you pitched and technically sold, a project in 2007, I think you would do that. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that you seem to be like a decent salesman in terms of like you've made a product and you could sell it back then. I think you could probably do it right now too if you'd want. I don't know if anyone would be interested, but I'm just saying that technically I think you could. I'm not saying you should, just that you could.
Maybe if there is someone interested in publishing the game, we can talk, but I really don't see it. I really don't see it. I contacted some publishers in Germany, and they say it's looking awesome, and but they don't want to take the risk.
Right. Okay. Well, if they're scared, then
Yeah.
But this is still a project that you're doing like outside of your main job, right? So you have a revenue stream from your company, right? And this is on the side. This is something that you're not working full time on of Pawns and Kings, right?
I changed maybe half a year ago. I did for 5 years. I did this in every minute of my spare time. Yes, it was my own business, so I could take as much time as I had to work on it. And but with COVID in Germany, my own business just got slowed, and there were less and less contracts. And maybe for 7-8 months, I'm working full time on the game, and it just shows me that's the thing I always wanted to do, and I never want to go back.
Okay, so how's the progress? How's the progress? Like, what's the state of the game right now?
It differs very much. If you see the scenarios of the game, the levels, and the story is written complete. It's final there. The scenarios, maybe there was 70-80% of the scenarios developed, 50% of them final, I think, 20% missing, only on sketches on my brain, but I know how they should look. Programming, the engine is doing all it should do. You have a working inventory, you have an option system, you can control the player. There are missing some things too, but I can manage this. Puzzles are done in my head, but not programmed. 3D characters, there are only 2 right now. There have to be many, many more. That's the thing I really can't do myself. It's too special to develop 3D characters. Right now, Unreal Engine is going crazy with meta-humans, and the possibilities will change very soon. But for me, it's I'm doing everything else. Characters is not, animation is not the thing I can learn to. So it will take even longer and longer and longer. So I found Daniel, a very talented guy here, who's doing the 3D models for the game, if we get funded. I have Vasco Grossman, he was doing the soundtrack, a very talented musician. And the one who was with me with the game since the beginning is Fabiola, who's done the 2D sketches of the characters. Without them, I never could have done this. The game wouldn't be possible at all. The characters are in my head, but I hadn't the opportunity to draw them. Yes. Right. I couldn't make sketches on my own. Some of the sketches of the game are from me, but characters is way too much for me. And so Fabiola did the very lovely sketches.
You're making buildings, not people. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's like your job is
to... I'm putting all this together in Unreal Engine, and programming all the engine things, and
so are you using blueprints for that? Like, is that...
Yes, for sure. Yes, it's blueprinting. C++ isn't over my capabilities. Just that Amiga Basic back then, and some scripting language in the Wintermute engine, but no really.
Like, from what you've done so far, like, is that like Unreal Engine in its form right now? Is it fine? Do you need anything like extra done? Like, do you need any custom things specifically for a point-and-click adventure game that you haven't found in the engine, or maybe you need something?
No.
Yeah.
Right now everything is in place, and now the game has to be developed from this part to the end. Everything is there, and it only has to be finished.
Okay, so given the state of the game right now, of the project right now, would you think? Well, the thing is, we're in 2021, but I'm not really sure what Epic's schedule is going to be like. Are you looking forward to Unreal Engine 5? Are you thinking maybe if that is not too far off that you would consider in transition? Is it something that's on your mind at all?
I'm looking very forward to Unreal Engine 5. I think it will change visuals completely again. But I made a promise to me not to change the game to Unreal Engine 5.
You've went to too many versions. Like, yeah, I'm
No,
not.
yeah, I will finish it in Unreal Engine 4. And then if it's finished and Unreal Engine 5 brings as much glory to the game as I think it would do, maybe we do a enhanced version of it in Unreal Engine 5 or bring an update to it, but we will finish the game from here in Unreal Engine 4 and will not change to Unreal Engine 5. Changing from one version to the other inside of Unreal Engine 4 always makes things don't work that worked before, and it's I think
it's going to take more time, right?
Yes, it would much more time, and I really want to finish the game. It's my biggest priority to bring it out to the world and see what people think about it, and if they like to play it or not. And
well, speaking of that, like, seeing people play it, and would you have a demo version for the Kickstarter? Are you thinking of offering something like that, or even before or later on?
I really want to, yes. It's if you see the list of things I have to do in the next 2-3 weeks, the demo version of the game is quite on top of the list.
Okay.
Right now I've done the Steam page. I have to wait 3 days if Steam sees
approval.
Everything's fine. And the web page I've worked 2 weeks on again to bring everything to the new level, and the next thing will be a working demo of the game. If I want to start the Kickstarter campaign, I think it would be best to have a demo.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I definitely, I mean, people who've watched me in previous interviews know that if there's one thing, especially with people who are, new developers who don't have, previous project, is like the one of the best ways to convince people to invest in you is to show that you can do the work. And a demo version is like, here it is. I know what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is a small, section of what I'm doing. So you can trust me to bring it to the end and make a good game out of it. So yeah, I'm definitely a proponent for demo version, especially with Kickstarter and crowdfunding, but not only with that, because it's the game looks great. Maybe you can convince people with your sweet accent, or with the story, or with the with the character, with Nick, who, I'm sorry, I don't know, like maybe it's of his time too. I don't know if you designed Nick initially like in the late 90s, because he looks like he's a member of the freaking Offspring, the band, like with the spikes and everything. So he looks a bit. He looks from the 90s, from the late 90s, with that hair and the spikes and everything. I don't know if that's your intention, but you could convince a lot of people with certain elements of Pawns and Kings. But the biggest thing would be like experience, when people can actually play and see the puzzles and see the story, and then they can get more engaged with the whole world, because it's just a limited amount of options with just a site, pictures, videos, and everything like that. Although all of those did get me interested in of Pawns and Kings, and especially the website. Definitely check that out. For people who haven't seen it, it's linked in the description below. It can be hard to read a little bit sometimes because of how to, but it's really, really very nicely done. It's super. I don't know. I really like it. It has a very exotic feel to it, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of takes me back to Siberia, a game that I've really liked.
I love the first two Siberia games. Yes.
Yeah, and it's kind of. The website and the visuals kind of take me to that time where Siberia was also a game that was very visual compelling. At least to me, it was back when it appeared, and the story was super super enticing. Whereas of Pawns and Kings, the more I learn from you, the more I'm excited about the story, right? Because then I think, okay, so there's a whole conflict going on. Who are the antagonists here? like, who are you going to, butt heads with in this game? Is it going to be like multiple characters from the other side? Is there a king or both kings that want you out? Is there an embodiment of, you know, I don't know, like the evildoer in this game, or is it just kind of the world that's against you?
It's not the world that's against me. There are all kinds of characters in the world. There are two kings, surely. There's a white king, there's a black king, and you will learn to know both of them. And you will meet characters from both sides of the game and interact with them and learn about both sides. And as you are not the one hating the other side right now, you're more open to them like others would be. So there may be chances in this. And as I already told, the end will let you find out something very... I don't want to say anymore.
No spoiler. Yes, yeah, that's fine.
It will give it another sense. And
you're going to understand everything a lot better at the end.
And there is this mysterious stranger following you through the whole of your journey. He will always be on your neck. And there will be some dangerous situations with him. And that's all I have to say.
Right. Okay, that's fair. I just really like that it's the more we talk about, there's more layers to the game, which I think it's interesting. Again, I hope that the Kickstarter campaign page specifically, you're gonna mention more of this, because this is something that people need to know. These layers, there's these ranks, and you have technically a place in this world, although you don't necessarily want to be in that world. So that's really cool. And I think people will want to know that in order to become more invested in it. Now, from the visuals, from the pictures and everything, it seems to me that there's a lot of I don't know how many worlds specifically you've shown so far. There seems to be a lot of maybe kind of ancient Greek or Roman architecture to it. Is that like, are different worlds inspired by different maybe timelines? Or
no, it's not the timeline. The times are the same in most of the worlds. You will see in the game. There are possibilities for the future. If you have 64 worlds, you can do crazy things if you want to. But in the first game, they're all very consistent.
Okay, so it's not going to be like you're going to move from one world where it's like exotic and it's like 18th century steamboat. Well, yeah, 19th century steamboats, and then you go somewhere else and it's like steampunk or something like that, like electricity and stuff like that.
No, the technical possibilities will be the same in all of the worlds. I think. Okay. Maybe I managed to put another word in it. That I don't know right now, but the story is final, so I don't think so. They change very much in atmosphere, and there is chapter 9 of the game is this very rotten labyrinth with big hedges, and it looks very, very dark and mysterious. And there's this lovely Caribbean setting, and there are I tried to make the worlds as interesting as possible and as diverse as possible, without losing the consistency of the world.
So can you give us a few more examples? So tropic, setting, a dark, mysterious maze. Like what else? What else are we gonna see in the worlds? Without spoiling anything, like what types of environments we'll be able to see?
Yes, the hedge maze, the rotten world has an underground too, a very, very far-reaching underground you have to discover, and you have to solve puzzles across those layers on the outside and the cellars. Then there will be a more or less a frozen, icy world where one of the kings is living. You have to meet him there. Then there's the world of the girl you met from the dark side. You have to visit this too. You have to there's a very, very landly. I don't know how to say it. The living farmers, they have a very ecological word. No, it's not the same.
Rural, something like that, like farmland. What like
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. This is a word like this, yes, with
Okay,
a
okay.
small
So
village they're living
a
in,
rural,
and
yeah, a rural
yeah.
environment with Yeah.
Then there will be a world with an old palace in it, very landlord style. You have to explore, and there you meet the first person who can tell you something about your history, about the part in the game. It's in chapter 4 where you really get behind the first secrets. Let me think about some of the worlds you will 2 or 3 you have to visit twice, but with different settings. Maybe one is in the night and the other one is at day, so there will be very different moods in the world.
Is there going to be like? Is there going to be like a linear path to all this? So you're not just going to be able to travel in any world from the beginning?
No, it's a complete linear game. There's no free world to choose to what world you have to travel now. That's one of the things in Monkey Island 2 I didn't love that much, was the possibility to travel to all these islands and solve a riddle here and a riddle here, and the story gets out of focus, I think. And I just wanted to have a very strong story focused game. So it's really linear.
All right, so the game is going to lead you where you need to go.
Yeah,
it's not going to be like So there's no backtracking or anything like
no.
Let's say crazy like that, right?
No.
Okay.
No dead ends, no backtracking, and you always have this toucan. If you get stuck in something, you can bring Fitzgerald to give you a little hint if you really need to.
Is he a controllable character, or he's just like you can communicate with him, but you can't physically control his movements?
Yes, you can communicate with him. He is traveling with you to most parts of the game, and you can always talk to him. He will talk to you very often and tell you what a mess you have created and what you have done wrong, and make fun out of you. But you also can, if you really are stuck in the story and you don't know how to get on, you can ask him. Maybe he has some things to say.
So he's like a hint system, for like a sneaky hint system.
There's a sneaky hint system if you really need it. Yes.
Right. Yeah, but he's technically not the character. Like you can't use him as a puzzle. Like go fly there, get that thing, or stuff like that.
Yes. You can move him. You can use him for a puzzle, but you have to convince him to do it. You can't control him. Can't like control him, but you have to convince him to do things if you really think he has to do it. Maybe he will do, maybe not.
You have to convince him. That's nice. Like, okay, come on. What do you want? Like, do you want to, I don't know what toucans eat. Probably some exotic fruits, but I have no idea. With that big beak, I don't think they probably eat fruit, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I hope they eat. That would be, really funny if No, I just eat, flesh. Give me a mouse or something. I have really no idea what they eat. I hope they're not carnivore. I don't think they're carnivore now.
No, they're not
with that beak.
No.
Now with that beak, that's not a carnivore beak. But yeah, interesting. But why the toucan? Is there any significance? Is that like I don't know. Do you think it was a comical creature?
I think it was a very exotic creature, and it's not very common in the game to have a toucan on your side. It's and you can make him very extravagant. You can make him very not as normal as you maybe other sidekicks are. Can be a bit louder, a little bit crazier, a little bit funny sometimes.
Yeah, and not as repetitive as a parrot. Right, because I don't think they can. I don't think they. Well, they don't speak, right? Like normally, that's what I mean.
Normally they don't speak. Nick doesn't know that Fitzgerald can speak till he meets him. So it's a surprise for him too.
So
that's something in the world that's different from our world. This toucan really can speak.
Is he the only animal that can speak, or are there others?
just as you mentioned it, I think in the game he's the only animal. Maybe not the
Okay.
not the only.
Okay, so we're gonna see a mammoth that speaks because I've seen the mammoth tusk. So there must be some mammoth. I want a big mommy mammoth and a little baby, and you're gonna help the big mommy, and the baby's gonna talk. I don't
Maybe
know.
we're gonna get Ice Age in the game.
I'm better than Ice Age. I
Better
mean,
than
Ice Age
Ice
is fine. I mean, Ice Age is fine. It's just this is gonna be better because you can actually interact with it, and it's nice. And it's probably going to be more realistic in terms of the timeline and creatures and than Ice Age.
So
then again,
maybe you have to go to the campaign. There are some possibilities to give ideas to the game if you like to.
Okay,
I'm open to that. So if you back the right reward, maybe you can get your little baby mammoth into the game. But it has to convince me.
Right.
So I'm not sure about the baby mammoth right now.
Well, that's a good segue. So, do you have a timeline for the campaign?
Yes, we're just. I just started 1 month ago doing social media for the game. I never done this in my life before. I just missed all things about social media till now.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
You know what? After that, I have a follow-up question. Tell me.
Okay.
About this.
And now I'm raising interest in the game. I'm trying to build a community. The Kickstarter campaign preview is online, so you can register for it. There are 202 people right now. I have registered for it, and I'm doing an interview with you right now. So for getting, I've worked 25 years in the cellar. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows the game right now. It's only few people have seen the prototype 2007, and now I have to get people know the game. Right. And see if the market is big enough for it, what I really hope. And right now, we're going in a good way, I think. I have a number in my head. If I will start the campaign with this number is reached. I have
like a number of people who've saved and are following the campaign, right?
Yes.
Doesn't mean okay. So for people watching, that's linked in the description below. So right now you just go and check out. There's a link to the Kickstarter page where you can sign up, and well, you just have to click on a button, and Kickstarter is gonna tell you when the campaign actually starts, so you know when.
Yes, and if you want to have to look on the YouTube channel, the Kickstarter introduction video is there for everybody. You really have to see it. It's there was a lot of effort with my kids making it, and I really think it explains the game the best I can. And have a look at it. If it don't touch you, then it's not your game.
I mean, if you watched it, if you were interested to watch it, I think most people would be interested, because it's a point-and-click adventure game. If you get every single person who hears about the Pawns and Kings, it's like, this is a point-and-click adventure game, check it out, and they check it out, how can they not like it? I mean, okay, I know there's a resurgence of like pixel art and everything, and I'm all for it because I really like pixel art, but don't you want a game that looks like of Pawns and Kings and it's of the genre? Because I want it. It's like, it's gonna be like Stalker 2. And then next to it is going to be a Pawns and Kings, like, both made with Unreal Engine. It's like, look what the engine can do. It's like this super, famous game and this soon to be super famous game. That's,
Thanks very much.
I mean, it is because, I don't know how much you put an emphasis on this, but it's not about caring necessarily about graphics per se. Individually, if you take any person out there, it's like, what do you want from an adventure game? Well, I want a good story, good characters, good puzzles, stuff like that. Like it's that's normal. But with a game that's so out there in terms of the visuals, I think there's a chance to grab the interest of consumers or gamers who are maybe not so much into this genre.
I really
if
hope
there's if there's something so, because even if there's a game that I don't necessarily like, or I wouldn't be interested in it right away, if it's something that really catches my eye, and that's obviously the visual part, then it's more likely that I'm gonna check it out. So I think that can help a lot, and it's good to see a game that's so I don't know, so modern, I would say, in terms of visuals. It's like I don't know if I have anything to compare with. Maybe the new Siberia, although I'm not exactly the biggest fan of what they're doing with the story of Siberia. That's something else. But I think this looks better than the next chapter in Siberia, and that's very, that's like a major adventure game coming out. That's in development, and they have like a prologue out. So I think that's going to help a lot, the visual style and the richness of the colors and the details, and hopefully the characters too. That's something that hopefully the campaign is going to have. I want to see the characters too. That's the thing. I want to see how they look in terms of the 3D and how they are in the environment too.
Yes, there is you can see a gameplay video on YouTube too. There you can see a work in progress version of Nick, and you can see a work in progress version of the grandpa working in a very short time frame. And Fitzgeraldo, there's some animations you can see in the Kickstarter introduction video of him. Not the final colors yet, but you can see him flying and such things. It's all coming together quite nicely, and it's making so much fun creating the scenarios and. It's not. I couldn't let this game go. It's 25 years now, and I enjoy working on it every day. If I find the time to work on it and doing that social media and web design and all the things I have to do right now to make the game known for it, it really is a big part of me. It's my own baby. It's my own creativity. It's all me.
What would you say is the biggest change from when you started making it until now? Is it the visual style? Is it something else? Did the story change a lot? Like over the years, did the puzzle change a lot?
The story is more or less the same. What we have changed a little bit is the female character you play. She has always been a very strong and very, very intelligent and a very proud of it kind of person. But we tried to get this really to the point now. It's with all the damsel in distress and all the things we just to make her
right.
Yeah, we just
all the stuff that. Yeah, all the stuff that Anita Sarkeesian is complaining about women being vulnerable. You wanted a very strong character, right? Right.
Yes, but the character was strong from the beginning. 25 years ago, she is the one more physical than Nick is, and more
athletic. Brave?
No.
Adventurous?
Brave, yeah, maybe brave, yes, and adventurous. Yes, she has. Nick is more the thinking one, and and she is. Let's get into it, and let's.
More rash. Okay, I like that.
Yes,
yeah.
And the puzzles, they did change a little bit, yes, but there are still puzzles from the 2007 game in it right now, and. No, it's still pretty much the same game and the same idea and the same story. And the hardest thing for me really was to get into the engine and to learn blueprints and to understand the complexity of it and buy marketplace pieces and understand them and change them to my needs. And I always thought I would hire a programmer for doing all this, but eventually I did it all myself, and now I think I'm capable to bring it to the end myself, with the three guys and that do the things I can't, but everything else I think I can handle. So the hardest thing really was to get into programming.
But now you have so right now in this point in time, it's just streamlined. It's just production. It's just, you working on it, getting the assets and everything.
Yeah.
It's not like you've passed the learning, the major learning part of, knowing the engine and everything.
Yeah. But now it's sometimes Unreal Engine brings you new hurdles with the new version of the game. So right now I can't compile the game. It's Unreal Engine 4.
Okay, don't say that. Don't say that you're Jesus. Okay, I understand that you want to be truthful, but it's like we can't make the game work right now. But it's like no.
No. Like, the game is working right now.
Exactly, it's ready. It's perfect. It's almost ready. We're just when we have a demo out, when the time is right, we're just waiting for the people to sign up for the Kickstarter page, and then we're gonna get the demo out as soon as we can. It's already there. You can play it right now. So just stuff like that. Come on, you can't just say that. It's not working, It's like, come on.
No. We can compile some parts of the game, but we can't compile it in the. Right now, the game has 70 gigabytes.
Okay, you know what? It's 2021. If it had 70 gigabytes right now, it would be fine.
And it's not optimized at all.
Right.
But if I press compile the whole game right now, I get bang, there's an error. But if I take some scenes of the game and compile them, they work. It's just in 4.25. Everything works without problem now. We are working with 4.26, and some things don't work as expected anymore. But we will fix them as we fix everything till now. So new version of the game always changes things you don't want to change, but you have to change if you want to benefit from the new
adapt.
features.
You just don't want crashes. Like. Let's just compile it to the new version. It's like, oh, it doesn't work anymore. Great. Let's see, because that's troubleshooting. That's just time that's taken from progressing.
Yes.
The development cycle. Yeah, it's a crap part, but it's like it's a must unless you want to stay on an older version, because that's also an option. Some people do that. Some developers choose to we're gonna lock it in with Unreal or with Unity. We're gonna lock it in this build, like this version of Unity, and that's it, or Unreal Engine, and we're just gonna ship with this, and after that
I do this too. I won't change to Unreal Engine 5, I promise.
Well, you say that now, but after they launch, but it should come out this year, right? If I'm not mistaken, they announced it last year. They didn't say when, right? It was going to be available. I think they were going to do a preview first, but there's nothing new, right, about it. Like since the announcement, I think in November when it was.
No, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard.
Because I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what comes out with it. But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. The first trailer made me speechless. This was this is real-time lightning. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like seeing a very small glimpse. Just imagine. I can't even begin to imagine what Unreal Engine 5, because it's a tool set basically. What that tool is gonna be used for. It's like it's gonna be 100 times more amazing than what they've shown so far, because there's going to be people who do all sorts of crazy things with it. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to take some time, obviously, learning the engine, learning the capabilities, but the next 5-10 years, of Unreal powered games with UE5, it's going to be probably very compelling visually, and hopefully, with the resource and everything, I'm excited. It's like, although I like 2D stuff too.
Yeah, if you see what Unreal Engine is changing the way films are made, changing the automobile industry, it's taking over all industries. It's really, it's crazy. So have you seen the trailer to MetaHumans?
No, I don't think so. What's MetaHumans? It's
Google MetaHumans. Unreal Engine will bring this. It's absolutely mind-blowing characters you can do with Unreal Engine. It's fucking crazy. Sorry to say that.
No, that's fine. This is an adult stream. It's fine. But it's very exciting. So you just have to use the tool and give it to people who want to use it and everything. Now let's something that you've touched on a little bit, but maybe we can go a bit in more detail. Tell me about the audio themes of the game. What are you going for? Is it different themes for different worlds? Are you going like classic, something more, comical, something more, I don't know. What genres can we expect?
The audio side.
Yeah.
The music side of the game. Mm-hmm. Yes. If you see the Kickstarter, all the trailers have a piece of music that is very ah, damn English.
Inspiring, like
Inspiring, and it's typical for the
adventurous.
game, I think. Adventurous, yes. It
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
sort of melancholy that fits the mood of some of worlds very, very perfect.
Hmm.
And the worlds will have different music, yes. It's
Hmm.
if you see the Caribbean scenario, it will have lovely, nice music getting into this place, and there
Maybe
will
some
be more
tribal
darker.
stuff that would be nice. Something like like
I,
more
I
more drum
really
music.
love the old Monkey Island sound.
Yeah, that's.
It was amazing.
I mean,
The
it
Monkey
would go
Island
well
theme.
with the environment. That's
Yes,
the beginning one. So yeah.
I thought to start the game with somewhere deep in the Caribbean, and then blend in.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
And um, it's as Vasco did the first song for the game, I was completely in love with it. It was a little bit melancholic, and
Hmm.
it, it fits so good. And I really can't wait to see what he's doing to the other worlds and the other chapters of the game.
Hmm.
He's working on it. Hopefully for the Kickstarter campaign, we have another piece of music we can show.
Yeah.
Um, but it will be always in the background. The music is there will not be music going overkill over the game.
Hmm.
It always will try to enhance the mood of the scene.
Hmm. And so I think something that's mentioned on the website about animations, anything like everything is going to be in game in engine.
Yes,
The intro,
everything's in the
the
engine. Yes,
okay, so
everything is real
that's
time. Yes.
okay. And is that something that you wanted because of the capabilities of the engine? Is like, yeah, we can do this in the engine, and we're gonna make it like this, or did you specifically want in engine?
It wasn't really a decision. It only figured out that the engine is capable of it, so let's do it. So we don't have to have any pre-rendered movies
Mm-hmm.
playing. And I, I only think it. I always thought it gets you out of the game if there's a visual change between the
Right.
game and then there's a cutscene that looks so much better than the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I I
Yeah,
played
you can say it. You can say it. Every
yeah
single Blizzard game
yeah
since
I
the
played
last. Yeah,
I
it's
played them. Yeah, really. You read my mind. I just wanted was about to talk about World of Warcraft and the cutscenes. Damn, that was
but
so amazing.
it's not a knock on them because they're incredible. The movies
Yeah,
are incredible. It's like if you take the games, they're great. If you take the movies, they're incredible. So whoever's doing that on at Blizzard, it's like wizardry to me. I don't know. They're
yeah,
amazing,
yeah,
but it's such a difference with Warcraft, with Starcraft, with between the visuals of the game and that. It's like, okay, I understand why they like you would understand if it's a trailer maybe, but when it's in game and it's transition and everything, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, but and then you go after and then you see like small polygons or like pixels and
yeah.
stuff. It's like, I mean, with Diablo 2, I remember Diablo 2 was like the biggest, because this was what, in 2000 and 2001. I don't remember exactly. I think 2000 when Diablo 2 came out, or 2001, around that time. It's like early 2000s. And I remember, people I talked to, people who like at my age or a bit older, we were playing games and stuff, right? We were playing a lot back then. We're somewhat teenagers. Yeah, teenagers. And I remember how many people were talking specifically about the visuals and about the movies. And I remember we were sharing CDs that had only
Only the movies.
the
Yeah,
only the movie, so we can see them. Like, it wasn't necessarily about, because not everyone was playing Diablo 2, because not everyone liked the genre, right? That wasn't the point. But we were making a point of sharing the movies because they were look so amazing, and that was such a big thing. I've obviously played the game too because I liked it, but it's that alone was such a different part, and
yeah.
yeah. But it's
I,
that's not going to be the
I
case
played
with
the
the
game
Upon the
too,
King.
but I couldn't wait to see the movies. I saw all the movies.
Oh yeah, me
The
too.
first,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the whole, like, every single movie in Diablo 2 before I even played the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It was just a different thing. Yeah. It was spoilery, but with, like, back then there was nothing that looked as good as that. Like anything that was computer game. It never. But of course, the game didn't look that good because that was all pre-rendered, and I don't know how many farms, servers were used to, for hundreds and hundreds of hours to render all that crap. But it's a different thing, yeah. But it was such an amazing thing, and to this day they're great in terms of their
But now you can do all
wizards.
this in real time in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. The industry has changed overnight. You don't have to rely on pre-rendered things and hire studios and buildings with thousands of computers in it. And you have Unreal Engine, and you can do so much in real time. Now you have ray tracing. I think there are many companies going to die about this. The way it changes. Other industries are relying on pre-rendering services and.
Well, it's what they know. It's what they know. It's like there is going to be a change probably, like with real-time ray tracing, but as time goes by, I think, right?
Yeah. Have you seen The Mandalorian?
Yeah. Of course, it looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Much of this is done in Unreal Engine. They are filming they're filming in front of live screens with Unreal Engine graphics behind it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Wow, that's okay. And The Mandalorian is quite the showcase for cinematography, I think. Like what could be done in 2020, 2021. And the story is pretty good. I mean, I like it. I think everyone liked it. I don't think I've seen a person who didn't enjoy it.
I like the visuals. I like the visuals, but it doesn't. There was no risk in the movies. It's just too funny to take it serious.
Well, I think that was the. But I think that was the point, right? I don't think they want to make anything that's mature or serious. I really don't think so. I think that if there's anything Star Wars like that, those days are gone. With Disney, they're not gonna rock the boat. That's
my problem with them.
I mean, it's what makes them money, and it's just easier to market something that they can show to children from 8 to
I fully understand, but I grew up with Star Wars 4 to 6, and I loved them, and Star Wars 1 to 3 was the clap in my face. I really hated George Lucas for doing the prequels.
Those are weird. It's really weird. It kind of feels like people have come around a little bit with the prequels. Like they don't give as much crap to the prequels as they did when they came out. I mean, I remember when Attack of the Clones came out. I think it was 99, right? Something like that. And every single person I've heard talking about the movie they said it was bad compared to the old Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, if you gauge the audience, it's like, it wasn't that bad. It's like they talk crap about the new ones like 7, 8, 9, but it's like the prequels. It's like it's like they're old enough now that you have a nostalgia. Like you're not gonna talk bad about the dead. Kind of like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But if you rewatch them now, they aged very bad. The digital effects of it, they aged very bad.
You mean the visuals.
If you see Jar Jar Binks and the Clone Army, it really you see. Oh,
okay, the Clone Army. I'm sorry, but the Clone Army looked. I didn't like how it looked back then either.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't impressive back then. It was like, yeah, okay, that's a nice computer rendering stuff, but it's like
it's not Star Wars. It's not that. The quality of it should be much better.
Yeah, I think they insisted on probably the technology wasn't there. They just wanted to use computer graphics.
Full digital.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, it kind of worked, I guess, but it's I don't think no one's gonna. If you take Star Wars now, the vast majority of people will want to see still the 3 like 4, 6, 4, 5, 6. That's and I think that's always going to be the case. Although The Mandalorian, hats off. I think they've done a pretty good job in kind of bringing people back to the universe. And I'm not very engaged in it. I'm not invested so much in Star Wars, but I liked it. Compared to the movies, like Episode 7, 8, 9, I liked The Mandalorian a lot more. It was a lot more enjoyable experience to see those than the movies.
I really loved the 7th movie, and I hated the 8.
Yeah, I think
I really hated it. How could anybody do such thing to Luke Skywalker, to make him this old crazy stupid man?
I mean, I think I don't know. I really don't know what they were thinking, but it's like they wanted to kill him off somehow.
Yes,
I don't know why they wanted to make him such a. He wasn't iconic anymore. He wasn't an iconic character anymore.
Yeah,
like you said, he was a crazy old man. It's like he was the hero of 3 movies.
Yeah,
and then he was just a rambling whatever old man. Like, yeah,
I only can imagine him playing the role. He must have hated it every moment. I
think he commented a few times.
Yeah.
And I think he was kind of being diplomatic about it, but at that level you have to be. Although he doesn't need to work or anything like that, but it's not like you're gonna talk crap about, and that's not very civil. Let's say.
Yeah.
You're gonna work and then say, oh yeah, there was such a bad thing, such an experience. Why did you take it then? Because you just wanted the money. But yeah, it's episode 7 wasn't that bad because it was like a build up. And when I saw it in theaters, and I'm like, it's exactly what I was expecting it to be. It was introducing the new characters and a build up for something later on, like the next movies. That's what I mean. So that wasn't that bad.
And the 7th one ended with such a good scene. She was meeting Luke for the first time, and you were, oh, I want to see the next movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want to see the next movie. And then there was number 8, and what? What did they do to Luke Skywalker? You can't do this. And that's the same with The Mandalorian. Bringing him back in the 2nd season of The Mandalorian in CGI, I really hated it.
I mean, they just wanted, I think they wanted something like, something so people can write about and tweet about.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my God, like something to, and it's not as easy to, to have a twist right now.
Yeah.
With people who, especially fans of the Star Wars or any IP, any genre, any movie, anything, any story, if you have enough of a following and people who are really fanatic like Star Wars has, you're not gonna have a lot of options when it comes to surprising people with something new. They're gonna expect it. A lot of people are gonna expect it. They're not gonna be surprised. And that was probably just so, oh my God, look at that. And it fell flat. But yeah. Still, The Mandalorian on the Star Wars scale, it's not that bad compared to...
It's doing pretty good. It's
yeah. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I don't know the numbers and everything because probably I don't think they give them, but I think it brought new life into the IP in general. And I say IP like it's a freaking game or anything like that, but it is an IP.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a story anymore. When someone gives $2 billion, it becomes just a property. It's not it's not the same thing compared to 1977 when it comes, and it's not it's sad to see, right, a little bit, but it's also like we kind of have to move on. Like we have to let go. The only thing is that they don't let go. Like Disney still is gonna make more new Star Wars, and people who've known the old movies and like them, they're more likely to be disappointed by the new things. And I think that would be true with every single IP like that. It's like, no, just make new stories. With the Avengers, I don't want to see anything that's new from Marvel right now because it's probably not going to be as good as the original Thor. And actually Thor was not that good anyway, but that's, at least I don't think so.
I really loved the 3rd Thor movie.
The Ragnarok, because it was funny.
Yes. I loved the more crazy setting and the music and it
was a lot more fun.
Yeah, the first 2 were too sincere.
Yeah,
the 3rd one just made it much more interesting for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward for movie 4 of Thor with the same.
No, it's gonna be Natalie Portman, right? It's gonna be like the lead.
Yeah, that's a little bit. I don't know how.
I'm interested. She's a good actress.
Yeah,
but for all her faults, she's a good actress. So yeah.
I love the fat and drunk Thor, and it's so good.
Yeah, it humanized him a bit more. I think they wanted to make something more comical with Ragnarok, and they did. And I think a lot of people enjoyed it. And but in terms of the Marvel universe, I don't think there's going to be as good as the previous ones. Like whatever comes next, in the next few years, I think it's also exhaustive. Like every year there's a new thing, like Captain America, like Iron Man, and it's like okay. we're done. Okay, superheroes, fine. I mean, at least maybe I'm showing my age, but it's like I'm not as interested anymore. If it was like maybe once every.
Let's have to wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I really am interested in this one.
That never caught me. Like I've seen the first one and was like, okay, it tries to be funny. It really didn't get me. Like I don't care about any character really. It seemed like I don't know. To be fair, you know, I'm the type of person who did not want to see Game of Thrones anymore. I've said this on a previous interview. I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm saying this because a lot of people watched it, right, and they liked it. I saw the first episode. When I saw the end, and I was like, "Who wrote this? A 14-year-old boy?" I'm sorry, but George R.R. Martin, the thing with the child, you know, the kid climbing up and seeing them, and then being pushed. I'm sorry, but I saw that a mile away, and to me it was such a childish way of writing. Like if I put a teenager to write, okay, give me a twist ending for this. Oh, the child just goes up and then he gets pushed and he doesn't die. That's the whole thing. Most people would die. You hit your head, on stone. You go from really high up, you die. You crack your head, you die. No, he fell, and of course he was going to be in a coma for how many long, because it's a plot twist, and it's such a writer thing. Like that thing was just so they have a story that spans a season, 2 seasons, until the boy wakes up. So that's such a classic, thing that TV shows do, that I really didn't like it. And after that, I was like, nah, I'm done. No, thank you. So I'm that type of guy. They're not gonna catch me that much with normal stuff, with mainstream stuff. I don't. The Mandalorian, though, that one I liked. That was nice. But it was just to enjoy just enjoy myself, and it wasn't serious or anything like that. I don't know if there's anything that right now, like TV and movie, that's coming out and like, oh, I'm excited about this because it's a compelling story. We'll see. Maybe Thor, but because I want to see Natalie Portman in this role. We'll see. And we went into movies. All right, so let's get back. Let's get back. No, it's fine. Okay. I like the. So, any platform plans? So I know on the website you say PC, but do you have any plans for other platforms of Pawns and Kings?
Yeah, surely we have. It's Unreal Engine, so you can try to port it to everything that's on the market. First, we want to do PC, and we want to do Linux, and we want to do iOS, also Mac. I think that shouldn't be the big problem to do it. With Apple, you have to do some crazy things.
Pay them. Yeah, pay them.
Go to them. And if we can manage to bring the game to the consoles, I really would like it. I don't know if there's a market on consoles for playing point-and-click adventures, but the technical side of it is given with Unreal Engine 4. You can port it to all. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and higher. But firstly, we will concentrate on PC, Linux, and hopefully Mac. I don't think we can port it on any handy device or a tablet, because it will lack the power for the graphics. But maybe this will change in the development too, so we finally can bring it on mobile. But I don't see this in the next year.
Maybe the Switch? Like that as a mobile platform? I know not phones and tablets, but maybe the Switch would be something.
It would be interesting. And I heard they bring an updated version now with more graphics power.
Yeah, so, that's the rumor. Yeah, that's gonna announce it.
Yeah.
So it's probably not gonna come out maybe this year or next year.
Yeah, would fit with the game development then.
Yeah, but are you making, like, right at this point? Are you making any tweaks to the UI that would lend the game to something like consoles, to controllers, or is that
not in the
after?
Moment? Not
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
At this moment, it's really a point-and-click adventure to handle with mouse and keyboard. Only mouse. But let's think of Grim Fandango. It has a very interesting way of interacting with items. By the way he's looking at things, so I can imagine doing something like this for consoles. But that's far in the future. Right now, it's just point and click.
So for the campaign, that's not maybe a stretch goal, like console versions, or are you thinking of that?
No, I cannot promise this. That would be unfair to promise something I really can see if I can do it.
Okay, so the campaign is going to be specifically for the PC version of Pawns and Kings.
Yes, PC, for the desktop computers. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, with the visuals, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of. You can catch, some console players. I think there's space. I think there's space for a visually compelling, but it doesn't have to be necessarily visually compelling. But I think with the Pawns and Kings, you stand a better chance of, getting attention from the console crowd who may not be as interested in point-and-click adventure games. We'll see, but it's
I hope it would be an adventure to go on consoles. I really would like to do it.
Well, you know what? My idea would be, if there's a game and that I like or I want to try or anything, I would like as many people as possible to be able to try it too. That's why I don't like like exclusive or stuff like that. I mean, it's not only about the platforms, it's also about the services, like only on Epic Game Store. Oh, by the way, is that something? Are you thinking in terms of the release services on Steam, or you're not thinking about exclusivity, right? Or are you of Epic Store? No.
Principally, I hate exclusive deals.
Yeah.
I'm not in a situation to decide this right now. There's no one contacting me and telling me, hey, I give you $1 million if you do it on Epic Store exclusively. I think it will be Steam, itch.io, and maybe the Epic Store. Yes.
Good old games, maybe. That's yeah.
Yeah, GOG, sure.
Yeah, for the DRM free crowd, which there's okay, that's fair. I mean, as many platforms as possible. That would be the idea if it's offered everywhere. Then, any pricing? Do you have any pricing that you can share? Or if not, then it's fine.
It's not a full AAA game, so I won't charge $59 for it. But it has to.
You couldn't. How could you? How could you really? I don't think there's anyone. If you'd ask, what, we have a point-and-click adventure game. It doesn't matter with how good it looks. It's like, we're gonna charge $60 for it. It's like, I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, not 100%, but yeah.
No, dead in the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be between $30-$40 if it's finished. So if in the Kickstarter campaign, I think there will be an early bird thing, or a reduced price for the people who's backing per Kickstarter. Right. So I have to have this in mind if I set prices on Steam, that they won't get into each other's way. Not finally decided yet.
Right. Okay. But can we say I was thinking about, even before you answered, I was thinking that it's gonna have let's say premium pricing. I'm not I'm using this just so it's a differentiation between the games that are like $15 and or $20. And
no. It should have a premium price. It has to pay me and the people who develop on it. It's a game with very much effort in it, and very much time invested and love invested in it. But it has to pay. So I won't give it away for $10 or $15. No.
Right.
That's not what I'm thinking right now. Maybe the market will change my way of thinking, but I don't hope so.
I mean, there's some people in the quote unquote game industry that are pushing for. I think it's fair. I think there should be more flexibility when it comes to pricing for indie games. I really don't think that going for the lowest common denominators of pricing, undercutting yourself, like making the game as cheap. I don't think that's a viable strategy. for anyone. For long term, anything for the industry, it's not. I mean, there's always going to be games that are cheaper, but I think, you know what, if you have a good game, you want to make it $25, 25 euros, 30, make it. It's fine. Like, go ahead. Like, don't you know, I'm not going to criticize the pricing if the game is good and it seems like a good offer, like a good value, right? And it seems like, you know, maybe more people are waking up to that. Even the press are kind of pushing for that, although they probably have other reasons for it. But yeah, I agree. If you have a compelling product, you know, don't go for the cheapest one. Actually, I was surprised specifically for one game that I bought recently that was cheaper than I thought. Like, it should be more expensive a bit. Anyway, but that's another thing. But yeah, I agree, because it from the visuals and everything, and you know, the length. Did you say what, about 10 hours? I think.
It should
10
be
chapters.
over 10 hours, yes.
Over 10 hours of, yeah. So for something like that, right, a modern point-and-click adventure game, if it's, you know, 30 or more, I don't think it's impossible to ask for that, or unreasonable to ask for such a pricing, you know, at this point.
I really hope so.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it's, you know, again, it's a genre, but to be fair, recently there's been a lot of successful point-and-click campaigns, point-and-click adventure campaigns on Kickstarter. So I'm hopeful for of Pawns and Kings too. I'm waiting for the Lucid Dreaming one. I don't know if you're following. It's
yeah, sure.
That's coming up soon. So hopefully I'm gonna do an interview about that too. But yeah, there's lots of and
Prim was amazing.
Yeah. Prim done really well. I think over 60,000 euros.
Nearly 70,000. Yes.
Yeah. I was one of the backers too, because it was so cute. I mean, come on. So yeah.
I got the puppet and the
and the casket.
The coffin.
That's so, yeah. Those are really cute. I mean, they're disturbing, but also cute at the same time. But yes, but that was a really successful, you know, point-and-click adventure game Kickstarter. So that's, you know, I think that's encouraging. I think there's more people who are. I think because of the quality of the games.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of, like, if you take as a whole the whole point-and-click adventure genre, I think there's a lot of heart and hard work that goes into the games that come out in this genre, and I think that just shapes the market. So there's more people who are willing to invest beforehand into, you know, crowdfunding such a project. So yeah,
let's hope for it. Let's really hope for it. So
I mean, Capia is coming out, and that had a campaign last year and it was successful. So yeah, I don't know. It's I should check on my Kickstarter, because I have like a lot of point-and-click adventure. Yes. I mean, Theropods, that was successful. I think I don't know how much they raised, but it was significantly over the goal. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But all right, so let's anything that you're excited for or playing right now, if you have any time, that's, you know, outside, like you're just doing it for fun. Any games that you're having or interested in for fun, not for research or anything like that. What are you interested in? What are you looking forward to?
And as I have 3 kids of my own and
not
doing
much,
everything I can to bring this game to life, there's less, really
no
time right now.
What did you play with your children?
I really love to play. The Witcher 3 was a game that was fascinating to me. I really loved it, but I got stuck. And then if you can't go on for 4 weeks, then you're lost and you don't get into it again. At the moment, I really would love to see the new Harry Potter game, the Hogwarts, the thing, the open world Harry Potter game.
But that's I don't think that's. Did they announce that? A delay for that, I think. I don't remember.
I'm not sure right now. I have seen the trailer half a year ago, and it was really an open world with the Hogwarts setting. With my kids, I can play it. I would love to do it.
Yeah, I think it is for. Yeah, I think it's for, or they're targeting a wide audience. Like they're making it so it's
I love the Red Dead Redemption, the last one, but
too much time.
Too much time. It only takes too much time. So what I really loved was Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh yeah,
the successor.
That was really fun. Yeah. Those are really fun.
The visuals, the story, it was so emotional. I really loved it. and the second one blew the first one with so much ideas and mechanics. But right now I'm not playing anything.
Oh, you're not excited for, playing the newly patched, Cyberpunk 2077? Jesus, that's so much.
Yeah. It's on my mind. I saw the development and the trailers, and I really would like to play it, but you really can do 100 to a game if you play it and then end it. You can play it 2 days and then stop, and then 4 months later you play it 2 days. So if I decide to play it, I really wanted to play it from start to finish. But Cyberpunk would be definitely the game I want to play next. Yes.
Well, you know what? In a year or so, when you finish of Pawns and Kings, I think that maybe then Cyberpunk 2077 will be in such a good state that you'll be actually like everyone's going to be satisfied. They
will do an enhanced edition of it, like they did with The Witcher 1, 2, 3, and this version will be perfect for me then.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, hats off to CD Projekt Red. I've always liked the way they're doing like post-release support. I mean, since the first Witcher, they've done enhanced edition that really brought a lot of stuff, and it's they kind of screwed up with this one.
Yeah, really.
But
I hate to see them screw up. I really hate to see them do it. I was so impressed with the first 3 games, and they managed to keep the quality, and I really was very sad for them that with Cyberpunk 2077 they went too early.
I mean, you know what? I think it's the people. I think some people left and went, and there were some changes there. I don't think it's only the money reason, because there's money involved too. Like they could have waited for April, but or later on. I don't know, but money was the reason. I think it's also people. I think there were some changes in the team there, and it's I don't think the old CD Projekt Red is it's like Blizzard. It's like Blizzard today is not Blizzard.
Let's not hope that's like Blizzard.
I mean, could be worse. Could be BioWare. Like
yes, could be BioWare.
Oh Jesus!
Let's not talk about BioWare.
Yeah, you know what? It's sad because I really like so many games. I mean, I remember pre-ordering Dragon Age or Origins, the first Dragon Age, and like being so excited. And I got like the special edition, and I was so excited to get it. And I played a lot of like I don't know. $50, $60, $70, $100, I don't know how much. And after and Mass Effect was really good. And after that it was like it wasn't bad, but it was like downhill. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm not hopeful though for the next ones. I'm more hopeful of indie games to be like if there's anything that's gonna get me excited, it's probably gonna be on the indie game side than AAA titles, because there's more innovation, there's more stuff, there's more variety, there's more experimentation, more people going crazy with certain things. So I think that's the life force of gaming. I mean, Fortnite is fun, but Among Us.
I never catch Fortnite. It never catched me.
I've never played. I see my nephews play. They play like Among Us. Yeah. They like it a lot. They like Minecraft a lot, of course. But Minecraft was fun, like from the beginning. Like anyone can find Minecraft fun. But it's I don't care so much about these like the super mainstream games. They don't really. It's not that they're bad or anything like that. It's just they don't speak to me as much.
But Fortnite wasn't a mainstream game in the beginning. Eh?
No, well, yeah, but it didn't work so much in the beginning.
Yes.
I mean, I don't have anything against them. I think they tried to do something new with the original Fortnite, and they made a shift that made them a lot more, a lot more money, and they got a lot more attention. And you know what? Kudos to them. Because for example, you could take what was the what game they were? I don't remember the name. What they made another game. Epic, and they shut it off. It was also No, Paragon.
Paragon, yes, Paragon. Yeah.
So
the characters were amazing.
I mean, I feel sorry for the project because it got abandoned eventually. Unreal Tournament, you know what? It has a special place in my heart. I don't think it's gonna come back in terms of. I wish it could, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I remember like 99 Unreal Tournament 99 was just we played me and my friends played so much of that, and my brother too. And it was crazy. But now, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't think Epic is gonna bring out another Unreal tournament that's like high level and it's gonna be as successful. But Paragon, they tried something a little bit different, and it's really sad that it didn't pick up and they abandoned it. So that's kind of sad. But we'll see. I think Epic still has like the philosophy as a company to bring something like really polished and fun and new. I mean, even if it copies like a semi new, like the battle royale thing. But I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not sure Epic will get into games again.
No, not much. No, I don't think they're gonna have like 100. Yeah. I agree. I think they're still gonna continue development though, like new projects that are not Fortnite. That's what I mean.
I'm not sure about this. I haven't heard anything about Epic doing new games or something. They're going so much in the film industry and in the automobile industry, and I think the way they work is really changing. For me, it looks like they are going away from gaming markets, going into other industries.
They're definitely expanding, because if you think about, we're speaking as, okay, we're old people, so if anyone's younger, then just sit back. There's going to be history to listen. So the Unreal Engine has been used by third parties for a very long time. So this is not something new for Epic specifically, because they've always offered the middleware.
Yeah.
With Unreal Engine 4, it just took off like insane. It's no comparison, right, compared to 3 and the previous versions. And I think it's a great thing that they're opening up new revenue streams.
Yeah, was.
But given the fact, I really think that there's still like a core set of people there who want to make games, and I'm not saying that they're not gonna have like 3 projects working at the same time. I don't think that's gonna. I agree with you. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think the engine part is gonna grow, right? That's in terms of the revenue, in terms of the manpower. I still think they're gonna have a constant presence in gaming, though. Even if Fortnite's not gonna be the one, like in 5 years, for example, I think Epic Games is still gonna have one game that they run and they invest into in 5 years. I don't know. We'll have to see. I still think they still have that.
I hope so. I really
gaming,
hope so.
Drive. Not so much because of the thing. Much more than Valve. I was reading the other day that they have 2 more games that they want to do after Half-Life Alyx, and okay, is it Half-Life 3? What are they doing? They know what everyone wants, and they probably know that they can't deliver.
But they did an amazing job with the VR game of Half-Life.
I'm what? I haven't played. I've only heard good things about it. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that if you ask anyone who knows of Valve, what do you want them to develop in terms of game project? It's gonna be one thing: Half-Life. Not the VR, first-person shooter Half-Life.
But they can't do it.
I don't think they're gonna. It
will always be. It has to be a fail.
I agree. Yeah, they can never
deliver,
satisfy.
No.
Yeah, never.
No.
I don't think. And in that regard, I think it's a more decent philosophy not to do it, or not to, or not even to talk about it anymore, because it seems like they're not doing much in terms of announcements or teasing or anything like that. It's good. Just don't tell people anything about Half-Life 3 or anything like that. Just focus on the few things that they've done.
I don't think it will ever come. I think they will not do it.
At least maybe not Valve. I don't know, but I agree. I don't think in 5 years we're gonna know anything more about a new Half-Life first-person shooter from Valve specifically. I don't think so, because I don't know about 10 years. But it's sad.
They develop Steam, so what do they have to do?
Sure, that's their moneymaker. Sure, I don't know if they're gonna focus. And there's nothing bad, you can't hate on Steam because
no.
Not saying it in general, hating on Steam, not you specifically, because there's some people who they're doing this because they want money. Yeah, obviously every company wants money. The thing is that it's a transition. You may not like it, and I don't like it necessarily, but I understand it. Valve is making more money from Steam. They put more emphasis on Steam than making games. That's it. That's the reality. Just move on. There are other games. This is like, you don't have to cling on Valve. This is my hope, and no, it's just a company. They're not your father, your mother, or anything like that. Don't look up to them like they're your heroes and they have to deliver something to you. They don't have an obligation to you specifically. Steam, though, they deliver that, and it's a pretty good platform for the most part, and I think it unlocked a lot of possibilities for a lot of single developers, yeah. and indie teams, yeah, and I think that's a great thing. They could lower the fee.
Oh yes,
a bit.
please.
They could,
please.
Just put it like 20%, like 10% for like lower 10 for 20% for everyone. Just not tiered and crap like that. No, just lower a bit for everyone, and that's it. I think everyone's would win for that. Sure, they're gonna lose a little bit at the beginning, but overall, more people are gonna be on Steam and so on and so forth. And it's yeah. Anyway, for financial advice, Valve, come to us, because it's we need the money.
Yes.
Why not? We need the money. All right, so let's plugs. Let's do end plugs, unless you have anything that you haven't covered that you want specifically to mention about Of Pawns and Kings.
I don't think of anything, but just I need every support I can get for the game. It's a work of love. I've done more than half of my life. I am invested in creating this game and bringing it to life. So it really would be one of the biggest things in my life to get this baby born sometime soon. So the Kickstarter campaign for me is very, very important. It's a very, very interesting time right now. So I have to decide when to start the campaign. There are many people and things talking to me and saying it's the right time to do it now. You have to wait. You have to build a community. You can't take that much money. You can't. There are so many opinions on it. It's hard to focus on what's the right thing to do. So I think it would be best to be honest in all things you can tell, and that's the way I chose to do it. Hopefully it will pay off in the end, and we make this game funded, and I can do the next year and making this game final.
So is that like regardless of what happens? Obviously I'm rooting for you to, and I'm going to be one of the people who pledges on the Kickstarter. But regardless of the crowdfunding campaign, are you targeting like next year for a release or later on?
It's we talked about this, and we think we can finish the game in 12 months. That's absolutely minimum thing we can do. But we wanted to take 16 months for the game, so we are not doing the thing we can. So we cannot deliver in the end if we are taking longer than we thought. So we are starting with 60 months for development. That's what we decided to do. Hopefully we can deliver faster, but better this way than the other turnaround.
I mean, after 25 years, what's another 4 months?
What's 4 months? Yes.
And the funny thing is that the vast majority of people, like, you're in that situation, like your time investment in that. For people outside, it's like, yeah, you can wait another 4 months, chillax. For you, it's like, yeah, it's been that much, but yeah. Okay, so it's not far off, that's for sure. Like that's encouraging, because I don't want to wait too long until I want to see it. That's for sure. It's not, and I'm not rushing you. I'm just saying that it's a game that I want to play, so it's exciting. Especially I definitely want to check out the demo version. Now, something there was a question, but I totally forgot. Oh, no, because come on, I'm not that old. What has been the response so far, like with trying to market the game? What's in terms of the press, in terms of people who've seen the trailer, the pictures and everything? What's the feedback? What have been
the feedback is very good. All are praising the graphics, the trailers, and it's just the genre that's making worries to other people. It's a niche kind of genre. It's point and click. It was a big thing 20 years ago, but it's not that big thing anymore. So it will have to show if enough people are interested in the genre anymore.
I think they are. I mean, that thing with adventure games being dead. I've read about it in 1999. Come on, it's like
they're not dead, but it's there's a solid fan base for it. It's a very good community, but it's not as big as you can make a living with one game. So you won't sell millions of copies with a point-and-click adventure game, no? It's,
right.
That's for sure. It's a piece of passion.
There's very few games you can sell a million copies of.
No, that's not what I'm planning.
So
to. It's
right.
You have to activate every one of them to make it work. I guess, and so I'm trying to achieve this in the next few weeks and month.
Yeah, I'm following the lead designer of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I don't know if you've played it, and
I played the games, yes.
Okay, it's my favorite game in the world. It's a turn-based strategy game. It's great. Anyway, and the senior designer, the main designer of Heroes 3 is right now working on a new turn-based strategy game. Okay. And I remember that he was saying he's doing a newsletter, and every month he's talking about a little bit about the progress on the game, what factions and stuff like that, and putting interviews and stuff. And he was saying something like he wants to do a crowdfunding campaign, and he wants to start. His target was to get 50,000 people on the newsletter alone. And only if he got that, he would be confident that and it's like that's a lot. That's a lot of people to get 50,000 like on a newsletter. It's not like but it's interesting because the way he's thinking, probably it's like the budget is probably really high for something like that. So maybe that's the thing. Whereas in your case, that your ability to work from home and the fact that you've had a job that's outside of that, and you didn't have to struggle for money, it's going to be a bit, you're not going to have to ask for like 500,000 euros, stuff like that. But it's not easy to make a living with the genre, but it's possible. You're not going to probably sell 1 million, but 50,000, why not? I think I don't know, Gibbons, do you know the Gibbous? It's a point-and-click adventure game from Stuck in the Attic. It's
yes, I've heard about it. Yes,
I think they announced like a few months ago that they sold like 40,000 copies, something like that. So that's pretty decent, for again, an indie point-and-click adventure game from a team that hasn't been known until then. So it's and they're working on the next project now, and hopefully I'll get them for an interview. The point is that there's definitely life in this genre.
Yes.
But the hardest thing, and you've obviously realized this, is to get as many people to know of it as possible. That's the thing. Like if you can channel as many people into knowing that you are doing the game, that you are on Kickstarter, then I think it stands a very good chance to be a successful campaign. You just many people need to know of it. Many So that's why I was asking about the response in general.
Yes, the response I had right now is very how to say it? It's very
encouraging, positive.
Encouraging, yes, that's the right word. Encouraging, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I talked to the German head of Kickstarter here, and he thinks about the campaign very high, and that's very motivating. So I will work as hard as I can.
Well, I mean, you're gonna finish it anyway. Yeah. That's the point. It's just that, let's get this, let's get this done in a timely manner. And the final stretch. Well, 16-month stretch. That's quite a stretch, but it's game development. It's not gonna
for the game.
Yeah. So, are you thinking of life after of Pawns and Kings sequel? Anything, something different that you'd like to do after this?
There are two things I'm thinking of. Yes, it's a sequel. Maybe it would be possible. I would love to do a sequel. The story is giving it. You can expand on it. What I really would love to do would be a remake of Paradroid.
Paradroid? The name sounds familiar, but
it's a Commodore C64 C64 game.
Oh, okay.
The very first von Heusen. It's you are having robots, top-down view.
Is that you wouldn't get the IP, like something off like that? That's what you mean? Like you wouldn't, because you don't have the IP. Like you don't have the rights. I don't have the IP.
I don't know.
That's okay, but in that genre, that's what I mean. Like that type of gameplay. Okay.
I played this so many hours as a kid, and the mechanic behind the game was very simple but very, very, very good. And to do something like this with the modern engine of Unreal Engine 4, but that's just crazy thinking. If this game will work, I'm working 25 years right now in this game. I would love to stay in the universe and expand it. It's we have
you just said 64 squares.
Yeah.
64 different worlds. Is like, we have some place to expand this universe, and you're like,
And the world may change over time, so it's
right.
There are, and there are really some interesting things we can do with the second game. Naturally, I was thinking about this from time to time, and I love the genre. I love this game. It's such a big part of my life. So why would I abandon it if it's working?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's probably going to be like, it is going to be a very satisfying thing to seeing it released. And after that, you can take a moment. It's like, okay, what's the next step? You want to continue in this, and obviously it depends on the response too. But I think it's going to be a good response. I don't think it's It's just the level of response. That's the only thing that I would be like concerned about. It's like, it's not like people are gonna like it, most likely. How many people? That's the thing. It's like as many people as possible. That's
how many people?
That's the only thing. Is the numbers. It's a numbers game as always. All right. So where can people find you? Where can people know about the game, the campaign, everything?
There's the homepage. www.pawnsandkings.de, and there you can find everything about the game, link to Kickstarter, to the newsletter, and we have a YouTube channel, and there's really the most interesting thing is the Kickstarter introduction trailer. It's it really shows everything to the game and the love and passion in it, and that's what you should watch if you are interested in the game, and then you could come back to the Kickstarter page and hopefully you can register for it, and hopefully we'll start it very soon and see if we're gonna do it or not.
Okay, so you couldn't get off pawnsandkings.com? That was taken? Like, what's the... Was that taken?
No, I didn't at the time, 2007.
But would it be available? Do you think it's available now?
So I haven't looked for it. I have to do it.
Okay. I'm just saying, if it... perspective, right? Thinking like it's going to be big, then you want to get that, domain.
Yes, I really should. But the whole page is in English, so you can read it in English completely. The Kickstarter campaign will be in English. But I really should have looked if I can get of pawnsandkings.com. You're right.
Maybe it's like something, I don't know. I mean, it's a very distinct name, but who knows? Maybe there is something of that name, and they got. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. The page is all in English. So if what are you checking GoDaddy now? Like, let's see. You're checking GoDaddy if the domain is available.
And just type it in the Thunderbird, and the site is not found. So maybe.
Okay, so it's probably maybe it's not registered to anyone. Okay, no one take it.
Where can I check it? GoDaddy?
Probably GoDaddy because they're a registrant company. Yeah, because they sell. They
Okay.
they don't sell. They
Oh.
technically lend, right? You
Well,
register domains at them. Is it
oh,
available?
I have to unblock it.
Jesus, we're doing it live. This
Yeah.
is That's fine. I think I got my domain from, who was it? Like Namecheap, I think, but it doesn't matter. It's just they're all.
I can have it.
Yeah. Okay.
So please,
Okay. It's just
nobody
just
out there, take
exactly.
this domain right now. It's I have to take it right now.
Yeah. So that's but so for everyone watching, there's in the description there are links to the website, to the Kickstarter page. That's very important because that's one great way for Ingo to gauge, not only people interested but also people who know of the campaign. So definitely go there and just you have to click on a button and that's it. I think there are like 200 and something people already. I'm among them, so just go on there because it's very, very important. This is the type of info which is very helpful.
Yes.
It could mean a start that's too early for a campaign, or just the right time. So please sign up there. It doesn't cost you anything, so just go there. And you can follow also Twitter, right? You have Twitter, there's Instagram,
Twitter,
there's
Facebook,
yes. all in description. So check all of that. And
there's a
on
newsletter
my end. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's a newsletter.
Oh, yeah, that's
right
on
now.
right. So that's on the main site. Just
Yes.
of pawnsandkings.de. That's where you sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah.
And well, on my end, because I have to plug stuff too, right? Because it's
sure.
Just follow me at Cryptic Hybrid on Twitter, Cryptic Hybrid on YouTube. Of course, Ingo is subscribed there already.
Surely.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the right answer. No, don't do it now. Anyway, I'm on YouTube, on BitChute, on Odyssey. I'm gonna put this interview on BitChute and Odyssey later on, but it's gonna remain on YouTube, of course. If you want to support me, you can do that. I have a locals page where you can sign up. It's kind of like a Patreon, except it's better than Patreon because Patreon is not very creator friendly, let's say. So you can sign up there. It's $4 a month, and you can support me and the channel. So you can get lots of perks. You can see pictures of my dog. You can know when I go live, when I do interviews, and for future interviews you'll be able to submit questions beforehand. So that's gonna be really cool. So just support me there, because you know what, unless Ingo does something with the characters, I don't know if Kotaku and Verge or Eurogamer are gonna knock on his door, although the game should definitely be mentioned on all those sites because it's a really cool game. So if you want to support indie creators and people who show their creations, then cryptichybrid.locals.com. So that's my plug, because you know what, I gotta make some money too. That's I was actually looking. So I have a PayPal link too, right? So people can donate through PayPal. I still have like €5 left that I haven't done anything to, but like aside from those €5, well, $4.98, everything else that I've gotten, I put into games. Like I bought some games on Steam, because it's like, what would I do with, because it wasn't like a lot of money or anything like that, but it's like, so what am I gonna do with these donations? Well, I'm gonna give back, right? So I'm gonna donate with stuff like that. So it's like pretty much all of my money, it's like went into Kickstarters and other types of games that were released and everything like that. So that's one of the reasons why you support me, you support indie games too. And another thing, unrelated to all this, but something that's near and dear to my heart. It launched last week. I don't know if you know it, if you tried it. Inspector Waffles launched last week. It's a point-and-click adventure game from Goloso Games. I haven't played it yet because I had other stuff in my life, but I'm going to do live streams of it. It did come out last week, so check it out. I think it's I've played the demo. I know Ian. I talked to him. I've done interviews. It's a game that you definitely should check out, and it's really not expensive, like €12, something like that. And yeah, check that out. Inspector Waffles on Steam. I don't get any money from it or anything like that. It's just, to support someone who's been, doing this game for like 4 years now. It's not like Ingo 25 years, but he's been working for 4 years on Inspector Waffles, and it's really amazing to see it come out finally on Steam. Really, I'm so proud of him, if I could say that. So check it out. It's Inspector Waffles. It's a really good game because it's pixel art. It's you play a cat detective. It's mystery. It's it's cool. I've covered it previously, so people who know my channel also know that. But yeah, so that was it. Unless we can talk for another 3 hours, but it's super late already. I don't know. It's like 10:30 here. Oh Jesus, I need to go to sleep.
Well, I just did a look at the time. Yeah,
time flies. Time flies by. But thanks so much, Ingo, for agreeing to come on and being so honest. And it's I think all of this helps because people can sense the passion when you speak of your game. So it's like that's an incentive to want to, at least from my end, and I think other people too. Like seeing you talk about your game makes me want to help you more to see that project through. So I'm definitely looking forward for the demo. I'm definitely going to cover it, and I'll be a supporter on Kickstarter as well whenever that comes. I don't know when. I'm not privy to any information like that, but I'll definitely be waiting for it. So just close it off, whatever you want to say, and then we're gonna let everyone go.
Christian, thank you very much for the time and the interest in my game. It's really was very, very fun and nice to talk to you about the game. It's
come on, come on. Your English was good. You can't say that you've done. Come on. You can't be.
No. I didn't do an interview in English till yet, and I think I'm stumbling over the words from time to time.
No, you've done really well. Are you kidding me? Like, don't tell me you're looking at it like, come on.
Thanks. So it was an honor to be here, really, and I would like to talk to you again if the game would release. Talk to you in private from time to time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
thank you very much.
When the release is, because it's going to be released, that's
for sure.
If I have to rob like a bank and then like give you money to finish it, this is going to be released.
Let's make a deal with this. I can sign a contract, okay? You write.
I mean, you know what? I don't have that much money, but I mean, I'm not Elon Musk. Like that was a hypothetical in the beginning. I'm not Elon Musk, and I have to. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
It will be.
Let's invite Elon Musk to the next interview here, so we can ask him.
Oh, that would be awesome. How cool would that be? Like seriously, like just sit with Elon Musk and talk about indie games, like or of Pawns and Kings specifically, but indie games in general or movies or anything like that. That would be awesome. You know what?
Maybe we can play the games on the Tesla.
Oh, well, definitely. Oh, come on, that must be a thing. I mean, if he comes on to talk about, to be with us and talk about Of Pawns and Kings, he definitely want the game on a Tesla to be playable. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're gonna be, because he's probably gonna know like, oh, it's Unreal Engine 4. Oh yeah, that works fine on Tesla. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he knows. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he knows stuff like kind of what would work in terms of the capabilities of the system of the cars. So he'll probably, I think he has a good idea of the technical side, and he'll know that it could run, a game like
for sure.
I mean, I think it's anyway. We'll talk. Thanks again for being here. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Thursday. Inspector Waffles. That's what I'm gonna start playing Inspector Waffles, a cat detective, because I love cats. I like cats. It's fine. I adore dogs. But thanks for being here, and until the next time we see each other, have an awesome day.
Thank you. I wish this to you too.